Hi guys, you know that feeling of dread when you have to tell somebody some news that you know they're not going to like? Now I don't mean really bad news, if you know what I mean. I mean, for example, like if you're working as a builder and you have vastly underpriced a job, and then you have to go and tell your customers that they are on the hook for a lot more money than they originally thought. Or say, for example, if you're a project engineer who has priced up a large project that is seriously blowing the budget during construction. Then you have to go and tell the big boss that you have made a mistake and the project is actually going to cost a lot more. Well, sometimes it's hard to tell people bad news, we all know that. And there are different ways different people deal with this situation. Some people can cope with the pressure and just tell how it is and accept the repercussions. Some people have a mild panic attack and can faint. Some people book the next flight to a different continent. And some people just go silent. They don't accept reality and create a delay before finally admitting the truth. So let's talk about Auckland CVs, shall we? CV stands for capital value, and it is the estimated market value of a property for the purpose of calculating council rates. It's also sometimes known as rateable value RV or government value GV. So the CV is a funny thing. We are told that it has nothing to do with the valuation of a house and it is just for setting council rates. But when an agent lists a house below CV, they like to shout that fact from the rooftops to show what a bargain you're getting. And strangely enough, if they want more than the CV, they tell us to ignore the CV, as CVs have got nothing to do with house prices. Funny that. So by law, the council have to revalue properties in their area every 3 years. The last revaluation in Auckland took place in June 2021. Now I am not the smartest person in the world, but I can work forward 3 years from June 2021 and I can calculate that by law the revaluation should already be out. Auckland Council themselves had said they would be out in late 2024. So why are they not out? Auckland Council released this press release in January. As you can see here, the value to be released will actually be for 1st of May 2024. So how can they possibly not know what the values were nearly a year ago? Funnily enough, this time period is when the property prices were a lot lower than their 2021 CVs, just like they are now. In February this year, Wellington were able to release their new CVs, which were for the prices as of the 1st of September 2024. And just look at them, 25% down from 2021 CVs. A lot of that absolutely pathetic fake COVID gain wiped out, and rightly so. Just another 20% or so to get back to reality. So I wonder what Auckland's waiting for. What could they possibly be so worried about? Any guesses? Now for anyone who is not 100% sure how the CVs work or how they're calculated, I have a bit of bad news for you. If you were hoping that lower valuations were going to lower your council rates, unfortunately that's not going to happen. Rates actually work like this. Imagine you have 5 houses, all with the following CVs. $500,000, $500,000, $500,000, $500,000 and $500,000. And the council does a review and decides that it wants $5,000 for those 5 houses, as it believes that the exceptional services that it delivers justifies that $5,000. If the CVs actually go down to say $400,000, $400,000, $400,000, $400,000 and $400,000, now the council will still want $5,000 from those 5 houses for the services it offers, exceptional as they are, obviously. If though, in the above example, you do not think your house is worth $400,000 and you think it's still worth $500,000, and you object to the new CVs and the council accepts your house is still worth $500,000, then what actually happens, or is supposed to happen, is the council still wants its $5,000, so it will charge you more than the other 4 houses. The exact calculation can be seen here. So as you can see, instead of you having to pay 20%, you'd now have to pay 23.8%, which means instead of paying $1,000, you now pay $1,190. Now what this means is that the other 4 houses now only pay 19.05% of the $5,000, which is $952.50. The council's still happy, they get their $5,000 for the exceptional services that they offer, obviously. But because your house, in the eyes of the council, is now worth more than the others, then they've decided you will pay more. Now, it is worth remembering that the opposite is also true. So if when everyone gets their revaluations, you decide that your house is worth less than the CV given to you by the council, then you should absolutely be entitled to a discount. I will put a link in the description for anyone who wants to object to Auckland Council's new revaluations. But you got to remember, if you do get your CV lowered, it may make it harder in the future if you want to come to sell a house. Now, I know this should not be the case because they tell us the CVs don't matter when it comes to selling a house, but it does. CVs do come into play during the sales process, whether agents want to admit it or not. Now, unfortunately, irrespective of the above examples, it is a harsh reality that councils are increasing how much they think they deserve/need each year. And this is becoming a serious issue for many, as the councils are regularly demanding now far exceeding inflation price hikes. This means that if they want more money, they will simply split that percentage increase between all the houses, and the houses with higher CVs will pay more than those with lower CVs. So, I hope you've enjoyed today's video, guys, and if you like this type of content, please like and subscribe. Cheers.